Coming out of the global financial crisis, supply was curtailed. Right around that same time, the industry started to see a significant surge in new demand coming out of the Chinese market, and it led to an all-time high in diamond prices in the first half of 2011. And in my opinion, that ultimately led to exploration and development, and it ultimately led to a decent amount of new supply coming online towards the second half of last decade. And I think the market was oversupplied, for most of last decade because of that. And I think it's one of the culprits that's kind of put a ceiling on diamond prices. I think if we're, again, looking over the last 10 years or so. I think it's important to understand we're almost seeing the opposite effect take place now, where relatively apathetic diamond prices have ultimately limited new diamond mine exploration and development, and starting in probably 2018, 2019, actually starting to see supply come in on a relative year-over-year basis. That trend was accelerated by the pandemic because of obvious disruptions, and to put this in context, in 2017 there was over 150 million carats of rough diamonds produced, which I kind of called the recent high water mark, if you will. But last year, with all of the supply disruptions related to the pandemic, production dropped to under 120 million carats, which was the lowest production since probably the late 1990s. So there's been a lot of volatility in diamond supply, and that was accelerated last year because of the pandemic. But the recent trend of seeing supply come down year over year continues to be intact. And even coming out of the pandemic, when some of the production that was disrupted returns, as situation normalizes, we're still going to be well under that 2017 high watermark of production. And that's just because legacy diamond mines have been closing. They're running out of economic resource. And again, there's been a lack of new project development. So there isn't a whole lot of new mines coming online to offset that supply loss with these legacy mines that are closing. And I think the one that comes to mind is the Argyle mine in Australia. In the 1990s, that mine almost accounted for 30 or 40% of total global output, and it was closed late last year due to depletion of economic reserves. So there's a significant amount of supply coming off because of that closure in particular. And again, there isn't a whole lot of new production coming online to offset that lost supply.